Now, I'm going to have to say, this is going to take up a lot of my time, of course. This is going to be a lengthy build. A very, very long build. I don't want it to be a long build. Obviously, there's a lot to do here. This is not a small, large, high grade or a massive master grade. We're talking PG here. Double the amount of about all the other PGs. And I came to the realization that this is not like how I normally do, where I have to build the inner frame and then paint over it. The inner frame has other detailed parts that goes inside that will give it a different look to it. And whether I'm going to expose the parts is another thing. So, first, my trays. And that's not going to be enough. I actually had to pull out these bowls here. I got this at Walmart for $1. And let me tell you something. Get as many trays as you can and bowls or something like that when you see at a dollar store that will help you organize, this massive amount of parts that you have to work with. And I know that's not enough. What else is not enough is my painting stations, like this one right here. I have this. I have these two, and the third one right here. The other one got damaged. I have the two long ones here. And let us not forget my custom built one from when I had the vents, the filter vents for my Mr. Super Booth from the Mr. Hobby line. I had it was used up, it was dirty and all that stuff. So what I did was I cut it in two, I put it together and made my own custom base. So I still have this, and I know that still is not going to be enough. So the plan is to work on one color first, clean it, prime it, paint it, let it dry, check for imperfections, top coat it, and then put it to the side. Next color. Repeat. Next color. Repeat. You know what I'm talking about. That's the process here. So I'm going to begin a lengthy process of painting first before we begin assembly, because there's no halfway around with this, with like my other standard workflow with my other kits. When I built the high grade or a master grade kit or any other kit whatsoever. For this, the amount of parts that's here is going to take up a tremendous amount of time, and it's going to probably use up all this and then some. I may end up buying another one of these. I know that I've seen it at Gundam Planet. Oh, here's the other one. I thought I lost it. Again, this stuff, you can probably get it at the pet store. I've seen it in the pet stores nearby, where you can buy them and use them, or you can buy one of these at Gundam Planet or any other stores you want. The trays is the other thing, because I need them to separate the parts and clean them up. Make sure that catalog them, because I know that those parts, especially like the darker parts, I gotta separate them in trays and say, okay, that's the tray is going to be for the leg, for the left leg. That tray is going to be for the right leg. That tray is going to be for the arm, the right arm, the chest, the head, and then clean them up and then put them back in the tray, and then repeat the process again, and then put those parts back into that same tray that represents the section of the body. And we're not even come near to the point where I'm going to need another tray. Maybe we're probably going to be using this one for the weaponry and the funnels, because those parts are long. I could use like regular boxes, like a Gundam box. I have a couple here that I could use them to separate the parts, but I need to get them done, cleaned, primed, painted, top coated, and then put to the side, and put them in a box if I have to, just so that way they're protected, no dust falls in, no scratches, and then we move on to assembly. So we will begin with the most common, I guess the most common part, which if I go to the manual, it would be the inner frame, the primary inner frame. And unfortunately, this is not color coded, but I believe it's this color. No, not that one. Sorry. This one right here, which is gray. There's gray, there's dark gray, there's light gray, there's yellow, clear, dark blue. That's another thing. I realized that I need dark blue, and I need the. I did. Oh, that's right. There are brown parts. I did not know that there were brown parts here. I got this one. Whole. What's this in here? Whole red, cocoa brown. That could be usable. But I had the other, like, metallic brown type color that I used on a recent kit. No, I don't. Oh, the St. Andrew Stein that I made a few years ago. I think I ran out of that color. I'll have to find out if I still have it. Alright, I'll put you there for now. Okay, so I'm going to begin with the majority of the darker color parts, and we're going to begin separating and reviewing them. So now that I'm looking at these parts here, I'm looking at it better in the light, because obviously you can't see it well with packaging. This is in the box that contains the inner frame parts. We have a standard gray color tone. Very good detail on that. We have that brown color tone. And then we have the dark gray color tone. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm clearly going to be doing a lot of ad hoc here and changing up the color type during this course. I don't understand why the packaging, some plastic, excuse me, you can pop open easily, others you gotta slice open with a knife. I don't understand why. The metallic, very nice, but it could do better. I could do better. There's also this blue and red wire. Actually, the blue wire is longer than the red. That is required in this build. I'm going to put it in the box so that way it doesn't disappear on me. I'm going to make sure that this is the right color tone. Yep, that's this. That's this. And here, we got this. Oh my God, that's awesome. One would say, okay, it's metallic. You don't need to paint it. However, I want to show you something here. Don't know if you could see this in the light, but you do definitely see the, like, where the, even though it's a smooth plastic, you see the warpage of when the pellets that are melted down are warped into you see the warping effect, and it's not warping the plastic, it's part of the actual could we say the silification? No, what is that word? I know when the plastic solidifies and hardens, and then you have a soft, it looks smooth, but you see the markings there, and that's going to show. This one I'm going to put to the side because those are metallic. So I want to separate it this way so I can classify by color tone. Yeah, this one's this. Oh, that's a big piece right there. Yeah, this is the part for the base, like I said before. Yet this one, whoa, hold on a second. I gotta make sure. Yeah, it's the right tone. It's all in the lighting. You got to be very careful. Yeah, this is all that. No, is that the gray? No, that's actually still this. Wow. Yeah, because this takes up the majority of the colors. This is the cycle frame part, but I don't know. I have to look at the manual at what point of the assembly do I need to pop that open and use it. There's a lot of bags here. Alright, so that's the light gray tone. That is nice. Oh my god, yeah. That's the brown that goes here. Looks like there's fewer brown parts than I realized. The gray part goes here. Okay. I got 2 more bags. That's gray tones right there. And I did not notice this. Okay, some parts are undergated, some are not. So hopefully the parts that are not are strategically placed in an area where I don't have to worry about it. However, I will definitely do sand it down. I will sand it down. This one, so that one goes there. That one goes here. Wow, that beam rifle looks sick. Look at that detail there in the beam rifle. Wow. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking out loud. Other than this, right? I'm going to work on this part first because that's the majority of the parts. I'm going to clean it up, put them on alligator clips, and hopefully I have enough. Maybe what I'll do is I'll switch to this one. Once it's cleaned, then I'm going to prime it, quick priming, and then paint it. Now, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about for priming. I have no gray primer at all. I have very, very little, maybe enough for maybe one of the high grade kit. But I have nothing in the capacity to prime everything right now. I only have black and white. Now the white primer is going to be good to me. Like here it is. I have this one right here. I have white, Mr. White Base. This will probably work well with the lighter tones, like the, obviously the armored parts, the gray parts, the red, and the yellow. I have the black, and I think what I'm going to use the black on these. And then, I think what I'm going to do is use the graphite black for this. That would probably be good. I know I separated a lot of parts here, a lot of paint here. Titan's Blue 1 is almost the same, but other than this has a sheen, a nice sheen to it, probably would not be a good idea. I could probably use Metal Black, GM Metal Black for this, because they have both 2 different tones here. One's a little darker, one's a little lighter. So I could probably use that here and use this one here. I don't know how much of the brown is going to be exposed. However, I did mention that I have it, and I'm going to use it. So I'm going to use this one. I know I had another one. Oh, wait. Hold on. I forgot I had this, and I'm going to be stepping on these plastic bags, so you may hear a little scrunching. Where is that? I know I had it here a minute ago. Bingo. I could use burnt iron. Burnt iron, I mean, has a good tone with this. I think this would be good for this. It will be primed black, and then I'm going to use it on this one. Perfect. And then for the silver, actually, you know what? Let me just focus on this first, then we'll get to the silver. And then I will separate them. Alright, a little update here. I thought I had enough of this for all this and all the other parts that I just mentioned for the inner frame. Nope. Not even close. I was a bit taken back at the sheer amount of parts. And these are all the gray parts, which I mentioned I was going to use the graphite black. I don't know which one I was going to use. This one right here, the graphite black. Or maybe this, I have no idea. Right now I'm kind of like trying to like separate them by the tone of the color. Because when you look at piece. Oh, it's behind me. That's why. I'm an idiot. When you have a part like this huge one right here, the part of the bottom leg, and then you have the gray part there, you're trying to see it in the light and make sure that you're selected the right part to paint first. And unfortunately, I don't have enough alligator clips to paint all this. All these guys, and that guy. I actually had to cannibalize some of the parts from this, and I have it all in the other tray here, on this bowl here, because when I was trying to calculate what I'm about to do right now, I said, okay, I cannot prime it all and paint it all. I got to do prime, paint, prime, paint, prime, paint. Especially like when you have a part like this massively beautiful shield, which I just finished assembling this part here. I'm going to take it off. I shouldn't leave it in there because I realize that there's some parts that go in there. I just put it there to see how it, for a test fit. But yeah, I got it. This one I have to keep on its own, so I can hold on to it and spray it. But these guys I'm going to be priming first and then painting in the next video. And that's something else. I'm trying to see if I can cut my videos down so I know you guys don't get bored on this. So hopefully in the next video you'll be seeing me finishing up this color and the other color, and then the next video will probably be 2 other parts of the color. I don't know, because right now I'm still like working on pre-assembling some of the parts just so I can get them out of the way. Like some parts like this one I thought I can put together, and I can't tell if this is actually part of the backpack or something else, or maybe I don't know. Never seen this one part before. I guess I haven't gone further in the manual. Some parts as I was reviewing requires you to pull from the other box, like some small like white parts, obviously the silver parts, the red parts, and I said no, I want to focus on painting first because I'm not going to be assembling. I am pre-assembling certain parts that will allow me to paint it. Makes my job a little bit more easier. Like again, like this part here, this joint, this connection here is, oops, well, that came off. I'll put another one. I believe this has to be one of the knee parts or something like that, or part of the foot, but part of the legs. Yeah, sorry. I did pre-assemble portion of the waist unit, and I'm going to put tape on this, mask it off, so that way the paint doesn't go on this. There are a lot of joint connections that I'm afraid that if I paint it, it's going to tighten up the kit, and it's going to be tight anyway, so I don't want to screw it up. There is a dark gray part that's inside this, and after reviewing, I say, why am I going to paint that little part in there to put it together, and then you guys probably won't see it. Maybe I'll hand paint it or do whatever. I mean, once you pull these out, you can barely see it. So this will definitely benefit me painting the whole thing. I'm kind of like, again, at all this. I sanded down the joint, the middle part of the joint areas, and I'm actually considering, even though I don't know if it's going to show off in the build, paint that a different color, maybe a different metallic tone, maybe aluminum or copper. I don't think I have copper. I do have it in acrylic, but if it's going to be moving, I'd rather not do acrylic because it may scratch it. I will probably maybe look at the Kaleido paints. Maybe those will help out. But for now, let me just finish putting these on. I'm going to prepare the spray booth for me to begin priming and painting. So let's see how far we go with that.